Hello everyone, we're gonna try something new today. I'm just flipping the camera the opposite way. I just need to log in, so just bear with me. I might be a little bit crooked. Since they removed the wand, it's kind of that situation where I'm in, so maybe my head's cut off, but just give me 2 seconds and I will fix that shortly. So if ever in the meantime you could just say hello where you are from. It is noon here in Ontario, and if you're back to my second home in Regina, it is presently 11. So I'm just gonna log on here, see if I have some part of my body in there. That's so funny. Until that they fix, even Instagram now is like different, so it's kind of it's gonna be interesting. So I see that I'm live. Oh, not too bad. Really not too bad at all. It is moving a little bit. So if ever you're there, please say hello. Please say where you're from. I think I'm a little bit crooked, but we'll adjust once I put my screen down. So what I have to do now is I have to put my phone on the opposite side, so I can't see you from there. So it's kind of a very tricky situation. It is what it is, we adapt, right? So if ever you're here, please say hello, please say where you're from. I'm so excited to be back home here in Ontario. It is beautiful, lots of snow, it's gorgeous, and I feel like I'm a kid at Disneyland right now because I went in my craft room, I had a class on Saturday, I have another class tomorrow and Thursday, and I just have lots of cool things down there, so it's kind of fun. If ever you saw my post on Instagram, people are saying, oh my gosh, you're so tidy. It's because I have 2 areas where I craft. When I'm doing videos, that's where you see that picture where you see all the nice trees outside and that big window. That's where I video, that's where I normally design as well, just because I like it because it's bright. And then my studio is in the basement, that's where my class attendees come. And that's where we do all the classes, and all my stuff is there. I even have retired stuff, and so that, it's still pretty organized lately, I have to say. And I love to come back home where my studio's all clean, I have nothing to pick up, so that was the case for that. Good morning, Paul, how are you? I did have a great weekend. Went for dinner with my oldest daughter. I had to go pick up some furniture as well as soon as I flew in. And then Saturday we crafted all day. And then yesterday I had to go again to Ottawa, which is about an hour from me. So with my second daughter, my middle child. So we went up there, and today we're gonna spend some time together because she's off today. So that's going to be fun as well. So very beautiful. It is sunny here in Ontario, which is like boosting the mood. It is chilly, and I did go see my father as well, and my dad, and today I'll go see my mom, so I'm trying to see everyone. So they're in their 80s. My dad was passing the snowblower just at his home, and he was saying how chilly it was, but now that I've been in Regina all winter, -30 is nothing. When I come back home here in Ontario, -15 is like a breeze. So, except humidity is very difficult here compared to there. So anyways, enough chit chat. I will put my screen down. I hope everything works for us today since I'm doing this the right way. I just like to show my face and say a little hello. I'm going to be showing you lots of projects just from what I had sent to Stampin'up, and additional projects as well, so I can't wait. And this week is not going to be beautiful butterflies all week. I am going to start another collection, but I did want to show you all these projects today. So here we go. I'm just going to turn this down. So it's not too bad, right? A little bit crooked to start, but here we are. So I actually had to check which date we were, just because so used to. So Paul's saying it's -14 Celsius in Utah. Wow. Here we go. I got a bottle of water this morning. I don't know, I feel so thirsty since I'm back from Regina. I feel like it's like I'm dry all the time. I guess I could put my screen a little bit closer for you guys so you could just see a little better. It's a bit. Now, as I'm looking at my screen, I think we're gonna be upside down, but we'll see. Yes, we are. Crap. So I'll have to flip this way. Anyways, I'll adjust it for next time. It's like it's switched the opposite way again, or I could just go on the other side, but I really don't feel like it this morning. So lots of fun things. So you did see my projects on Stampin' Up. I am going to talk about it a little bit. I submitted 3 things, I believe, and when I design, I like to put like a little dimensional to close it, but it does open right here. And if you've been following me for a little while, you know how much I love this technique of just using my blends and adding color and water. So I just thought that it turned out great, and I'm just going to show you a little bit. So this was one of the cards which opens just like this, and it has a dimensional. Right now it shouldn't have that dimensional, but it is what it is. And then I thought of like tackling like, you know, like showing a couple of simple projects and a little more complicated projects. So this one as well is very simple, and we're going to do something similar this morning, but just with a little tweak as well. Hi Joan, how are you? So happy that you're back with me today. And then this one, it took a little beating on the flight. The greeting moved. I have to find a better system. I guess it tweaked a little bit. So I'm just gonna try to fix it. It's a shaker box, and it's to add like some treats. So if ever you're hosting, I find that it's like a great hostess gift. So that was fun as well. And then last week, if you were there, we had done the baby cards, so you get to see a couple of cards here. And then I had done a couple of additional ones. Here I am showing you piles of stuff this morning because it does have a beautiful embossing folder, so I thought I'd share that with you as well. So kind of cute, right? So this one is fresh Freesia all the way. This is me when I start designing things. I can't stop, and then I have piles of projects and I don't know where to place them anymore. This one has a coordinating bouquet, beautiful bouquet 6x6 paper with the collection. So I just made white, and then the bouquet DSP comes at the back, and then you get to see this one as well. And then it never ends. I just started this morning working on a larger shaker box. So it's not completely done, but I just wanted to show you the difference. So this is a larger shaker box that I'll be adding one of my butterflies. I'm not too sure where it's gonna go yet, but I'm doing a card class on Thursday, and it's not gonna be exactly this one, but this one is just gonna be to share and show. And then the dies that come with the beautiful butterflies has this beautiful die right here. I think I'm gonna personalize every single person's box so they have their name at the bottom instead of posting a greeting. So stay tuned for that. You might see something a little different with this project. So lots of fun things when you look at the big box, the small box, and so on. But once you start adding all the colors together, and funny story is this morning I had to go on Stampin' Up on their official site to check my instructions, because I couldn't even remember which color I had used, because I did these like way a long time ago. So they've been done like for a little while. So I was like, okay, which color did I use when I did this series? So today we're gonna talk about it, and I'm gonna share a little bit with you. I had lots of questions, which I tried to answer as much as possible as well. So, but we're gonna do a slightly different one today. So if you're watching the replay, please say replay, please say where you're from. Is a beautiful bouquet, or even like the entire collection, is that part of something you would like to purchase, or you're not too sure yet? I just simply adore butterflies. You can never have too many butterflies. I feel like butterflies are like snowflakes. There is no limit to the collection, so I feel like that. You could never have too many butterflies. It's just like snowflakes, flowers, etc. I just love all of them. So it's really important to use a thick cardstock, and the reason why I use thick cardstock is because when we're using water, we don't want the paper to rip apart and that sort of thing. So that is why I suggest using that. Can you use watercolor paper? Absolutely, that's even idea. Sometimes the reason why I prefer using the thick white cardstock is just because of the color. So when I'm using watercolor paper, it has more of a yellow tinge. I don't know if you feel that that's how it is with you, that it has that yellow tinge, but if it is, then that's why I use the thick white one. So funny story is, back in Regina, I have no more white, basic white thick cardstock. And here I have piles of packs of white thick cardstock, but I didn't have the regular one. And anyway, so I have to use this all week because that's how it is. So Kim is saying, hi, it's so cold. I know, I'm missing like the really cold weather. My husband said that it's been brutal walking the dog, and normally that's my job. So apparently I'm missing a great week. Hello, Lisa, how are you? Hi. And oh, she's in Idaho, which is somewhere I would really like to go. So when I'm doing this technique, I always try to start with the lightest colors of all. So just because if ever it's still wet, I just don't want it to change. So this time I'm using fresh Freesia. So I'm telling you, I feel so good to be home. Like, it's like, I feel like I lost, like, I don't know, like it's a stress relief, like to be in my own stuff. And you go in your closet, there's piles of clothes I hadn't worn in a while. And this morning I was looking at all the creams that I had and the shampoos, the best here and stuff, just because I really travel light when I go back to Regina and I don't have that much there. And in the craft room, well, oh my goodness, I have so many things here. So Lisa's saying, come on down. Yes. You know what? I love to travel. When Stampin' Up! Does all their stamping events, I just love to go wherever. Like, my mom is from Amsterdam, so I had never been, and my grandparents used to go there 6 months out of the year, and most of my mom's family is in Europe, except for her 2 siblings. So when Stampin' Up! Decided to do, I think it was like an on stage or a backstage, I can't remember. Well, we went to Amsterdam, my husband and I, and then we visited and went to Switzerland. And while we were in Amsterdam and I attended Stampin' Up! Event, well, my husband Chris, like he visited the Hanneken brewery, like he had a blast. Often he comes and meets me after when the event is over, and then we just travel and visit and do things. But for Amsterdam, he came throughout the entire thing because we had gone to Switzerland. So anyways, so hopefully they do one in Idaho at one point. So now I'm gonna use a balmy blue, and I just looked at which blending brush I had down like in the studio, and I only had like a little baby one. I like the bigger ones, but the baby ones are fun too. And what I was sharing with Stampin' Up! As well is that you don't need to have it perfect. Like, if ever there's more blue in one spot, don't worry about it. Like, it's fine. You don't need to have more of that. Lisa's saying, oh, Amsterdam, so fun. Love traveling in Europe. Yeah, it's on our bucket list to go to Scotland one day. I don't know what type or time of the year it's better to go to Scotland. My husband has Scottish descent, and it's on his bucket list. So right now we're craving a little bit of going down south, but you know me, my stress is always about leaving my dog, so it's the funniest thing. So I feel like this looks like cotton candy, like just like a big, if we added a lighter pink, it would just look like cotton candy. And then my last color is a lot darker. It's Berry Burst. And really, I just looked at that beautiful bouquet paper and I just tried to align my colors with that one. So now I'm just gonna add, so you see how darker it is? So it's almost like a one sheet wonder. Like, you know, you're just putting it all over the place, and I save my scraps and I reuse it a lot later as well. So you might want to do that. Like, you could just save that piece, you could write your colors on the back on it with a pencil, that sort of thing, and then just reuse it over and over. So I was explaining, I do have some of my downline and team members are French, so, and I'm French, so that's my first language. So I was trying to explain the technique to her in French because she was just seeing it on the Stampin'up site. So I had to send her a little video and show her how it was done. It's not too bad if it's uploaded on YouTube because you could just put the translator part. So actually I'm gonna use this one. So now you use your water painter, and some of you have seen this already, but I'm just gonna show the others just because they haven't. And you just flick on, and if you want, you could go closer, as much flicks as you want. I use the one that is the finest of the bunch. If you want to use a thicker one, you can. I just feel like it's not messy when we go like this. Like it's just so soft. And if you wanted to add color in there, you could add a couple of drops of re-inker. If you want to add some Wink Castella, you could put some Wink Castella in there and just create that look. So there's a variety of things that you can do just to make these. I feel like this one is going to be so pretty, but I've already made one for you just because I didn't want you to have to wait for it to dry. So I don't know if you get to see what it looks like. I'm just going to pull out the other one just so. Look at this one. I just put piles of splatter on this one just to make it like really extra for you to see what it would look like. And then this is where I incorporate all of my butterflies. I've done it with the hearts. It's a technique that you could duplicate with any of your dies. So what a great usage of your dies when you could just add them on top. And if I wanted to do some full pieces, I could do that. Can I fit the big papa in here? Maybe we can. You know what? Maybe this is going to be part of a box. So just going to add a couple. Funny story as well is, good thing I have a second one on the way because I like sometimes special dies. I like to have more than one. I forgot the body of one of our butterflies. So I think it's in Regina. My suitcase contains only Stampin' Up stuff when I come and I fly. There's nothing else. I don't bring anything else. So let's just grab this here. Just gonna tuck this here so you get to see what it looks like. Now I'm like just so excited about that huge big butterfly too. Gonna go in the reverse here. Today I will investigate if Facebook is going to bring that one back. Okay, let's see. Oh my gosh, this is even better. This even looks better than what I thought originally. So just removing all the little specks. So that's why you're waiting on me here. But I'm just trying to remove every single little baby piece. So here we have it. You see how cute they are? But now, you know how I like a different version? Look how adorable this one is. And then I kept the little bodies too to do like a tone on tone so they can fit right on there. So we're gonna look at that. But now that it's just a fluke as I'm doing this with you that I realize that the biggest one is the prettiest one. Look at this. How gorgeous is this? Like just simply stunning. So I'm just gonna trim a little higher for now. And I'm gonna tweak and do something with that for sure. So you'll see probably something a little bit different there. But look how cute this one is, the larger one. So Lisa's saying, I love this technique. You used it with a celebration heart bundle. Yeah. And then she said she made her own. And the fun part is, Lisa, is that you could just use your own color combination. Obviously, I chose a color combination that coordinated with the DSP that I was showing just because I wanted to keep it like that. I also wanted to make sure that it coordinated with my sequins that coordinated as well. So these are like the Itsy Bitsy Bow Key Mix. And all my attendees this week are receiving those exact products. So I wanted it to coordinate. But of course, you could go ahead and just do your own version with your own colors, your own dyes as well. It's just sometimes it's a good thing to go back and remind ourselves of what we could do with those dyes. It's not simply for cutting. There's so many great techniques that we could do along the way as well. So for our card today, what I decided to do is I'm just gonna go ahead and use, normally it's basic cardstock, and actually thick cardstock is great as well for the back, but we're gonna do this one, which is 5.5 by 8.5, and I'm gonna score it at 4 1/4. Let's just move these little guys aside. So this is our card base. I'm gonna give it a nice big fold, and then this is the part where it's gonna go. This piece is gonna be 4 by 5 1/4, but this time I decided that I'm gonna use my embossing folder because I wanna show it off. If you want a deeper, like you want it to show like a crisper look, you could just wet your paper, that would work as well. And now I'm gonna align my side right here. The only thing is it has that beautiful big one in here because you could also cut at the same time, like you could die cut it at the same time, like a butterfly right here. So that's what, it's a hybrid one. But for myself, I don't want to just do the one that's cut. So I want different ones. I don't want just the big ones. So I'm not gonna align it with this side. I'm just gonna go randomly a little bit somewhere else. So up to you. It could be the top, it could be the bottom. I think I'm gonna go with the top actually. And it's just because I don't want just that big butterfly there. So, and then this one, we're just using our plate number 1, and we're also gonna be using our plate number 4 because it's so thick. Like there's so many things you could do with this collection. Like the stamp set is also so pretty. You could stamp your images, cut them off. That would be great too. So, Riley's not here, but I got some Riley hair. So this piece is just gonna layer right here. And now I have another piece, and this one is 2 by 5 1/4. And I'm just gonna lay it right on top. I'm doing a card that's gonna be white on white, and now we're gonna start adding some color. So all the little butterflies that we did are gonna start popping in. So let's see. I think we're gonna go like this, and then we're gonna bring this one, and then we're gonna bring our last. Let me just grab my pick right here. Gonna remove this. So really I want to make sure that I'm using every single piece, not just the dies, but the embossing folder. And we could go all day and do so many techniques with it. So this one is a little bit more blue, but the body is gonna have the other 2 colors of fresh Freesia. And then you could just tuck in your little body. And then the last one right here. Oh, well, the other one I already have here. So I feel like I want to do, like, it's like this one has more pink. This one has the pinks, the fresh Freesia, and then the blue, and then it ends with a blue. So it's just aligning like that. So that's what we're gonna do. But I simply adore the fact that we have, it's like a white on, not a white on white on white, but it's just like it has that depth coming in. So now you have a couple of cards that you'll be able to redo, seeing my projects, seeing other projects, other people's projects, or even create your own. And you have the perfect technique. And by using a sheet of cardstock that's like 8.5 by 11, my goodness, you could do so many cards with that, right? So Lisa's saying that she likes my format of making weekly collection, and then she could see why I'm one of the artisans. You know what? It's actually a funny story. I was debating, should I start mixing things up? But I just feel like I'm trying to keep my space clean, and by keeping my space clean, I'm just thinking if I only have a collection, a certain amount of papers and so on, then I feel like it's more of an organized way of crafting, and it's also showing you different things that you could do with the collection. Secondly, I'm going to tell you something, Lisa. The artisans, when they're chosen, they're not all Kims and so on. So if ever you would love to participate, I think it's going to open soon for the 2026. I'm not too sure when they're going to open that. I think it might be at backstage, I'm not sure, or on stage, not too sure, but anyways, you can apply because they don't want all Kims, like they want different looks because some people might not like my cards and stuff, you know? So it's like appealing to have a bunch of different styles. So if it's something that you're thinking, I would suggest that you do apply for sure. It is a little bit nerve-wracking, right? You're like, oh, do you think people like what I made and that sort of thing? But totally fun, no. So now I'm just using mini glue dots, and I'm gonna add these to the top, but oh, I find that it's stunning. Even looking in the camera, it's better in person, obviously, but when I'm looking at to see the contrast of the white on white, it's just perfect. Could you add some colors in the back? Absolutely, but I was trying to keep it as clean as possible. Yep, exactly. Some are scrapbookers more, Lisa. Some are doing like totally different style and all stunning. It's so if you have a little bit of time and you'd like to attend, I suggest that you try it for sure. This is the one that I wanted to put last, but it's okay. That's what I do. I chit-chat and I'm not paying attention. So now I'm just gonna add this little body. It's like doing Legos, right? You're just building the body. Okay, so let's do this last one. It's hard to align when you're stamping upside down, right? There we go, not too bad. And lots of greeting. I am gonna go with something tiny, maybe just the for you for today. Now, obviously, should have done this before because if I mess up, it's gonna be a bad situation, right? Lisa says that she's on her spare time, she's taking care of lovely customers, but you never know. Exactly. You know what? You never know. Maybe that you'll see the post coming and then you'll say, I want to do this. I'm just going to go with fresh Freesia. And keep in mind, I'm stamping upside down. It might look not too bad. So I'm just adding this look. Now we could go ahead and add a bunch of embellishments. So part of Celebration, the fresh Freesia ribbon is cute, so you could add a strip of ribbon on underneath if ever you want to add more color. Tie a bow as well, so that could be cute. If ever, it could just, as we see it here, it's taking a little time, but the fresh Freesia coordinates beautifully. So if ever I post and you see these cards, they might have a little bit of variety because I do like it. So if you want to tweak it and add just a slight bit of color, this coordinating ribbon is free with a $75 when you're in Canada. In the States, I can't remember how much it is, and in other countries as well, but that's something that coordinates. And then I also used a purple sequence for a lot of my projects, so if ever, these are also free with a $75 order Canadian. And look, you could just build the body of the butterfly, and it kind of looks cute too. So that coordinates with the paper, etc. So it's a collection that you might want to consider, and especially if you love like these beautiful tones. I'm a big fan. And even this one, this card has some berry bursts, and I just went a little bit more on the darker side, but so many things that you could do. And I love making shakers and the other cards. So as we see, it's totally different when you look at both of these. This one is a lot simpler, less textures, but still very pretty. And then this one uses the embossing folder and adds more texture to it. These butterflies, I simplified, and I just did dark and then some blues and then a mix of both of them. Try to go a little bit lower, it's kind of hard. And then the other one, it was more, they were almost similar, like they all look the same. These one have like different shadings, lighter, darker. So I do love the textured one, but I also love the simple one. So that's kind of fun too. So, and when you're doing your designs, I have a Stampin' Up order coming in tomorrow, and I'm so anxious because look at my purple sequence. There's not many left, like I've used them all. When you are doing your designs and your collections, you could also go in the other tones. Like they have the beautiful bouquet 6x6 doesn't just have purples and blues. If I just would love to see a yellow version of this entire collection. Like I would love to see, and maybe if I have time, we'll see how it goes this week. Maybe I could do like that beautiful yellow version. And I think one of my favorite paper is these two together. Like I think there's so much potential where you could do like so many different colors with this one and then add some yellow. So she's saying très joli. The shakers are beautiful. Yes. And now that we've designed and created together, you know that I have to go do something with this big butterfly. Like it's just stunning on its own. I'm gonna add some specks and stuff. So we could also layer this one on top and then just add a big body to it. But I do love this thing. So I need to think about it today on what I'm gonna do with this one. So Lisa's saying, wow, the shakers are so beautiful, très joli. Paul is saying, beautiful cards, Kim. You're right, you can never have too many butterflies. No, because they're all different, just like snowflakes, just like some flowers as well. So that's it for me. A little bit stamping upside down, but at least you got to see my face in my home. So just saying a little bit of a big shout out to everyone, and I hope you have a great day, and we'll see each other tomorrow. I'm not sure. I want to show you something because I'm working on some projects for some of my team members, so I might show you that. Oh, now you're seeing my living room. Isn't that great? It's switched on the opposite side. So I have to come on this side. Hey, so this is my living room. So if ever, thank goodness it is clean, but here you go. You get a sneak peek of my house. Bye, everyone.